Greetings, you infernal demons. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham. Welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRR-MTG, where I'm joined by Wheeler.
Thank you for having me, Graham. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. And it's great to ask you to open a collector booster of Duskmourn.
No.
Okay. I could do it if you would prefer.
No,
okay.
actually get that.
Right. Duskmourn House of Horror, I realize, is technically the full name of the set.
Do I do an ASMR thing with this?
Sure, if you want.
That went very well.
The squeak I was not expecting. Yeah.
Don't make a sound. 1 and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If they do, surveil 2. It's quench
Yeah.
with downside. It says like, hey, they might pay for it. And then you get to surveil 2. And it's like, oh, yeah. It's quench with downside because it might convince people to cast this.
Oh, I see that. What you mean by downside. On the card, it feels like upside, but the downside is tricking you into playing this?
Yeah, well, tricking you into playing it so that you're like, well, this taps them out.
Right.
And you're all of a sudden just down a card.
Yeah.
And they're up a card. I mean, there are spots where that's fine. Don't come at me for that, but...
There's plenty of things you can come at Wheeler for that aren't that.
As the most cancelable member of Loading Ready Run...
Someday.
I hope.
What's next?
Jump scare. Ah! It says boo for flavor text.
Oh, yeah.
Go for the eyes. 1 white for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+2, gains flying, and becomes a horror enchantment creature, in addition to its other types. If you flip it upside down, you can be even more scared.
Ooh, I hate that. Thanks.
I like cheap combat tricks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, don't like boo.
No.
Except, I mean, the character for Monsters, Inc. is okay. Impossible Inferno. Wait, how do I... glad that they're offering a meatless Inferno option. There we go. 4 and a red for an instant. Impossible Inferno deals 6 damage to target creature and has Delirium. If there are 4 or more card types among card types in your graveyard... you exile the top card of your library and you can play it until the end of your next turn. That's kind of nice. I miss these kind of cards being playable.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get away with the 5 mana kill a thing. Not so much anymore.
I liked the one in Bloomborough that was like a bunch of damage to one thing and then a few damage to a token.
Yeah.
That was also in OTJ under a different name. It was Trick Shot and then it was Conduit something.
They're doing more with this kind of effect, and being able to draw a card is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hand That Feeds.
Yeah.
1 and a red for a 2/2 creature mutant Delirium. Whenever Hand That Feeds attacks, while there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it gets +2/+0 and gains Menace until end of turn. Ooh, I do love a grizzly bear with upside.
Yeah.
Hey, you want some really cool magic trivia that might be incorrect? Probably incorrect.
My favorite kind.
I believe the first block that mutants were featured in Magic the Gathering as a creature type was Onslaught block. Now, the best part is, if I'm wrong, the engagement is going to go wild.
See,
Somebody's already like, it was Masks block, you idiot!
I thought they'd added it in the Fallout Universes Beyond thing for super mutants.
No, if you go to, and make sure it's Scryfall, don't put this into Google, you will get something completely different. If you look up Goblin Goon, I think you'll find that it is a Goblin mutant.
Oh, well then.
But I cannot stress this enough. Scryfall, please. Or Gatherer.
I am currently looking at Scryfall. I have searched for the mutant subtype, and then I have organized it by release date.
Okay.
And the oldest copy, or oldest printing of a mutant is indeed Goblin Mutant.
Wait, Goblin Mutant?
Yeah.
From which?
From Ice Age.
Ice Age?
Wow.
Oh.
It's been errated.
It was errated?
Yeah.
No, that
when was
count?
it? When was it first printed on the card?
As mutant?
As mutant.
It looks like there was...
We'll get back to Duskmourn in a second.
Mistform Mutant.
Yeah, that's from Legions.
That's from Onslaught.
Onslaught. That's the 5 mana one.
So that's the oldest.
There you go. Onslaught.
Okay, great. Technically correct. Maybe.
It looks like there were a lot in Legions.
James, I ignore errata of all types.
Feel free to still mess around in the comments for engagement purposes anyway.
Please do. Cult Healer. 2 and a white for a 3/3 creature type human doctor. Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, Cult Healer gains lifelink until end of turn.
So Eerie is Constellation Plus.
Constellation plus set mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. So that's just good for enchantment decks beyond this set.
Human Doctor. We have the Doctor subtype
Yeah.
in Dr. Whomst.
Yes.
I wonder if there's any cards that care about doctors in that will jive with some of these cards. That's
think
kind of interesting.
That'd be interesting. I think they were pretty careful about Dr. Time Lord.
Is there a Mrs. Dr. Time Lord?
It depends on who you ask.
Oh my god.
What?
Fear of Exposure. 2 and a green for a 5/4 enchantment creature Nightmare. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap 2 untap creatures and or lands you control. And it's a 5/4 with trample. And it looks like that.
Oh, what? It looks like, wait, what?
Like that.
Why does it look like that?
I don't know. This is the part of Duskmourn I jive with. This does it for me. Give me this weirdo that you have to look at and you're like, oh, this is unpleasant, but I don't know what it is. A mouth like that can never keep secrets, is the flavor text. I mean, I fear exposure. I prefer to get paid in money.
Yeah.
I almost said or Magic the Gathering product, but no. Stay strong, Ben. Optimistic Scavenger. 1 white for a 1/1 human scout with Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, or whenever you fully unlock a room, put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
I'm only learning about rooms late yesterday. Fully unlock is both rooms are accessible?
Presumably. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Saw.
Yeah.
2 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may sacrifice a permanent other than that creature or saw. If you do, draw a card. Equip for 2. I do like the trend of like, yeah, it's just a thing. Like if they print a card called Hammer, yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Hammer's scary.
Fair enough.
I'm more scared of somebody with a hammer than with like a saw, honestly.
Because you know they're not afraid to
Well,
really
if they have a saw, I know they're going to kill me. If they have a hammer, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Wildfire Wickerfolk. Red and a green for a 3/2 artifact creature Scarecrow with haste. And Delirium. Wildfire Wickerfolk gets +1/+1 and has trample. As long as you have Delirium. You know, people talk about cards with so many words on them as being like a sign of power creep or just cards getting stronger in general. This is what scares me. I'm just going to die to somebody's 2-drop on like turn 8. That is going to kill a lot of people. Island.
Love a good island.
I do like the basic land art in this set.
Basic lands are sweet.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very cool. Big old roof of a moth thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ghostly Dancers. Hold me closer. 3/2 white for a 2/5 flying spirit. When Ghostly Dancers enters,
Hold them closer. Sorry.
When Tony Danza enters, return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand or unlock a locked door of a room you control.
Oh.
And then Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 3/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play it and then immediately unlock a room, get the room's ability, and make a 3/1 flyer. That's a lot of stuff on a single card, or it's just a returning an enchantment.
Big fan.
They came from the pipes. 4 and a blue for an enchantment that says, when they came from the pipes enters, manifest dread twice.
Are you familiar with manifesting dread?
I do. It's cracked.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's messed up.
It's manifest, but also you get to put cards in your graveyard.
Yeah, and you get to pick which one to manifest.
Yeah, and it's card selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
There's more on this card.
What?
Whenever a face-down creature you control enters, draw a card. So this is from the Commander product, so you don't have to fight this in draft.
Oh, thank goodness.
But yeah, ETB, you top 2, manifest, graveyard. Top 2, manifest, graveyard. Draw 2 cards. Maybe I'm still just reeling from the Brago beatdown you gave us on a recording, but I'm just like thinking of getting Bragoed with this card, and I hate it. It's just, yikes. Okay.
That was needlessly cruel of me.
Speaking of,
Oh,
the Wandering Rescuer. 3 white for a 3/4 legendary human samurai noble with flash, convoke, double strike, and other tapped creatures you control have hexproof.
whoa.
I think this card is sneakily incredible.
Is this the Wanderer?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's she doing on Duskmourn?
Wandering,
Oh,
rescuing.
that was I admit that was a stupid question.
Yeah, this card is not actually 5 mana. That's what I really like about this card.
Right, because it has Convoke.
Yeah.
Why does this version of the art have her overlaid with Mary Louid?
Vance Kelly, the artist.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this
That
card.
looks awesome.
Ooh, Blazemire Verge. Okay, so this is one of the land cycle. It's the rare land cycle.
Oh, I haven't actually seen I've only seen the common lands. Like,
I could talk about these lands for like an hour.
please don't.
Are you sure?
Well,
In the comments below, tell me if you want an hour-long video where I talk about all the lands. So this adds a black mana.
Sure.
And then you can tap it to add a red mana, but only if you control a swamp or a mountain.
oh, sick.
So
Okay.
they are untapped dual lands
Yeah.
if you play them with other dual lands. Like shock lands or surveil lands or whatever, or just basics.
Yeah.
Which is dope. If you're like a black-red deck and you have a bunch of red cards, like double red cards, you might not play this.
Right.
Because you can't cast your red 1-drop with this card, which is kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, these are neat. They're like a hybrid of Nimbus Maze from Future Sight, where they made all these like Horizon Canopy,
Right,
Raven
yeah,
Cairns
yeah.
and whatnot, except this one plays better. Or like the Tainted Lands from Torment, which, yeah, bam, bam.
Tainted lands.
Cool, very cool.
And this one's borderless, which also looks neat.
Coming up next.
Speaking of borderless,
Ooh, we have our, this is so pretty. We have a room card, a full art foil room card, Dazzling Theater and Prop Room. 3 and a white for an enchantment room. You can cast either half of this, and that door unlocks on the battlefield. As a sorcery, you may pay the mana of the other locked door to unlock it. So I'm going to read Dazzling Theater, 3 and a white, enchantment, creature spells you cast have Convoke. And then Prop Room, 2 and a white, untap each creature you control during each other player's untap step.
oh my goodness.
Pretty annoying.
Yeah, right.
I really like the rooms conceptually. I think Magic really tries to figure out ways of putting more words on cards. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they are slam dunks, and sometimes they are Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Mm-hmm. And I feel like these are closer to slam dunk than not. They have like a nice play pattern. They're not awkward. Adventures can kind of get awkward to like track or like feel bad about like, oh, I cast it without playing the adventure, and that I've lost value or whatever. But this, yeah, very dope. Also, this card's pretty cool. Like this is a commander slam dunk.
Sweet.
The token. It's a rabbit. It's a glimmer
I knew you'd be excited.
and a horror, but it's mostly a glimmer.
Oh, that's very cool.
Very cool.
What would you take first out of this pack for purposes of playing limited Magic?
The actually no. Wandering Rescuer seems kind of broken, but also they came from the pipes.
Oh yeah,
Like-
limited. That's messed up.
Yeah, and it's 1 blue. You could probably splash this, or common dual lands in the set and stuff. I also like that you asked that question as like, well, it's collector booster, but like we regularly draft collector boosters.
That's true. I guess for us, that's like not an unreasonable
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
because we're weird like that. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining me today, Wheeler.
Thank you for having me, Graham. It was great to be here.
And thank you all for supporting us and everything that we do at our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member of the YouTube channel upon which you are watching this. Until next time, I have been Graham, joined by Wheeler. James has been on tech. Matt edits these, Heather gets them online. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.